Hi everyone, guess what? I did it again. I realized after about an hour of recording at the very end that I forgot to turn my microphone on. It was plugged in, it was working correctly, I just didn't have it on. So no audio from my microphone got recorded. It's all from the camera, which is not great. Anyways, I understand if you skip this video, but just give it a chance, maybe it's not too bad. If you're curious, I did catch myself finding out my mic was off the entire time. I'll put that clip here. Sorry, one day I'll have all my technical things working at the same time. Maybe. You know what? Go ahead. Go ahead, make a comment. Comment below about how raggedy I look. Go ahead. And my nails are dirty. I need to shower. My hair's all fucked up. Go ahead, make a comment about it. I'll wait. Now, do you want to know why I look like this? Because I'm hand making a memorial garden in my backyard for my dead dear cat. Yeah, I bet you feel bad now. I bet you feel ridiculous now. It's okay, if you subscribe, I'll forgive you. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today I'm going to be going through episodes 7, 8, and 9 of season 9 of Love is Blind. Before we jump into it, I gotta say, y'all, I make all kinds of videos. I make videos about reality TV, movies, shows. I have a lot of videos. Go check them out, please. Oh my god, dude. I've been thinking a lot recently about how your psychiatrist or psychologist, therapist can kind of diagnose you or have a diagnosis in mind, but not necessarily tell you for a lot of different reasons. No, stop. Why does my therapist want to keep diagnosis a secret from me? Stop. Let me know. Wait, is it ADD or bipolar? I'm not sure. Wait, guys, gender reveal, but it's ADD or bipolar. It's twins. Alright, let's hop into episode 7. So episode 7 opens up with Madison and Joe going at it still. And Madison and Joe, by the interactions we see, really do tend to go at it one way or another, for better or for worse. She's still arguing like, I've been sad and you just let me leave and I was trying to ask if you were okay. The dude's drunk. Have this conversation when he can count backwards from 10, Because the guy's just plastered still. He doesn't know what's going on. And I totally understand if you want to have a conversation about my feelings were hurt. I felt like you weren't there for me. You didn't, but do it when they're sober. So Madison sleeps somewhere else. In the morning, she wakes up and she's like, I miss Joe. And they come together. They apologize and they're fine again. We will see this rinse, repeat. Anton and Allie. I didn't write anything about them in this episode. They were chilling. Megan and Jordan. I've really got a kick out of how much everybody hates Nick.
Was hanging out with Nick that bad?
Megan and Jordan are kind of talking about the little group meetup they just had. They're back at the hotel room. Megan's upset and she's expressing to Jordan well, she's not expressing. She just bluntly says, you're annoying, you're being annoying. And Jordan's like, damn. Ow. Megan's like, I want to be the power couple, I feel like we weren't connecting, we're not the power couple. And Jordan's like, power couple? Who gives a shit? Who cares? And he's like, also, look at these other schmucks. Who's the power couple? Nick and Annie? Who are we competing against? But Jordan does a great job of saying to Megan, hey, what do you need? What can I do that will make you feel like we're connecting? Or what do you emphasize in a relationship?
Well, what do you need?
I don't know.
No, you can't use the I don't know card. What do you need? I need you to communicate.
Jordan does say later in the episode when he's hanging with the boys, he's like, yeah, no, she called me annoying, which, ow, felt like a gut punch. He's like, she could have said it nicer. She could have not said it at all, but she could have said it a little softer. And I totally understand. Dude, I'm not kidding. I think the worst things, thinking about it, I'm going to a dark place. One of the worst things a partner could ever say is, you're annoying. Oh, I'll see myself out. Oh, I'll see myself to the nearest freeway. Oh, totally understand, babe. I'm gonna go do a couple laps in the community lake. You can't swim. Exactly. I would need to double my therapy. I'd need to double my therapy time. I also finally figured out who Megan looks like. She looks like Grace Helbig. I love Grace Helbig. I think something just exploded outside. Later on, Megan expresses that she's nervous to meet Luca. She's nervous to meet Luca's mom, and it just becomes kind of overwhelming for her. Which I totally get, and Jordan gets. He's comforting, he's like, hey, it's gonna be okay. I know it's a lot, but try not to stress about it, it's gonna be fine. Edmund and KB. We see them in a much better place than where we left them last episode. Edmund seems to be much more calm, not in such a elevated emotional state. And he's like, you know what, I totally understand why you want to wait for marriage, and I totally respect it. I don't know, KB and Edmund just don't seem compatible. And it's not for lack of trying, I think they're both really trying. It's just not working. Also, this entire time they were talking, I was like, Edmund, fix her necklace. Be a real one and spin that around for her. She's on camera. She's on Netflix and you're letting her look ridiculous. And the producers, no one was gonna help her with this necklace? When they get into their little fake apartment, Edmund wants to sit in the cabinets. He's like, I've never been in a cabinet this big. I wanna get in here. And she, you know what? She matches this freak. She's like, you need me to help you close the door? They try to be compatible and a good pair, and I want them to be. I'm rooting for them. Is it gonna go well? I don't know. Annie and Nick. What's that show? What's that like Plathville show where she's dating that man and everyone's like, oh yeah, she's dating the gay man?
More things like skip around or dance or those sorts of things, and it's a closer moment, and it's better than kissing, really.
Nick is just, he's phony. The whole thing is phony, phony, phony. Nick says he works a lot and sometimes that's hard for his partners. I think he works a lot to avoid being around women so he can be around men more, but that's just an opinion. They have, after the little couples get together, they have the wildest argument. And the first time I watched it, I was like, what is Annie's deal? Like, she just keeps saying, I'm in this more than you. You don't mean it. You don't really love me. And he's like, of course, yes I do. I want to go through this journey with you. I want to build this life with you. You know, all this shit Nick says. But on the second watch, I was like, oh no, this is a moment of clarity for Annie.
Tomorrow's a new day.
They don't get it.
This is her finally seeing real straight couples interact, and her and Nick, and thinking, this is pretend. Nick's just saying and doing whatever. He's got, hey now, do you want a memorial garden in the backyard? If you want one when you go, you better be nice. Put it down. Thank you. Annie's having this clarity of like, Nick just wants to check off the box, married to a woman. He doesn't care who, he doesn't care that it's her, it just has to be somebody. And I was like, Annie, keep going with this. You're on to something, girl. Episode 8. We start off this episode with Nick and Annie. They're fine. Again, Annie's like, yeah, I was being silly last night. I love you. We're gonna get married. We see Nick's cabin house up in like the Colorado wilderness. And I was like, oh, Nick's got like that trust fund money. He's trying to stay in the family money. That's why he's gotta be straight boy. And I get it, listen. If I had to pretend to be straight for a cabin up in Colorado with a bunch of skis and video games and boats and shit, hey, where's my man, my man, my man? Nick makes a reference to him being a size queen.
I'm a size queen. Love a big sale.
I mean, I think you could go on the street, Family Feud style, and ask 100 men if they know what a size queen is. 100 straight men. And you would get 1 out of 100, and that would be Nick. Because he's not a straight man. Anyways, Joe and Madison. I've also been trying to figure out who Joe looks like, and I figured out at certain angles, he looks like a clearance rack Jacob Elordi. Madison is super sure. She's like, we're gonna get married, everything's great, sunshine and rainbows. Joe says he has some reservations. He has some doubts because just of the nature of the experiment, they don't know each other a lot. They haven't spent a lot of time together. Marriage is a big commitment. And instead of hearing him out and being like, yeah, you know what? I totally understand that view. What would make you feel more reassured? She's just like, oh, so you don't want to get married? This is for people who want to get married. What are you talking about, Joe? I can't believe you would say that. Why would you say that?
That's what we're doing.
Okay, I know, but
And I'm
without getting like.
And he's like, okay, so I'll just never speak about my feelings again because this is what's gonna happen. And that is what Madison is communicating. Madison doesn't know how to communicate, she only knows how to fight. And Joe, love him, not the best at conveying what he's trying to say. He is just twitching in his seat. He's like self-soothing. He's like, I know we're good. Like I love you. But again, they apologize and they're fine. They meet Joe's family. It goes fine. I don't know. Will these two get married? No. Jordan and Megan. Jordan says he sleeps with the TV on and Megan's like, absolutely not happening. Jordan, my advice is to get AirPods and just watch something on your phone with the AirPods in while you sleep. That's what I do. My partner absolutely hates noise when she sleeps. She needs it quiet. And besides the hum, the ambiance of my CPAP machine, it's silent because I have my little AirPods in. I think it's really sweet that in Jordan's one-bedroom apartment, he gives his bedroom, or the bedroom of the apartment, to Luca, and he sleeps in the living room. I just thought that was really sweet, especially for a kid that only spends half the time there. Jordan's just a really good, dedicated dad, and he seems like a solid guy so far. I've seen no red flags from Jordan. Is he a little silly? A little immature? Yeah, but I think that's a good contrast for Megan. I think he's slowly pulling the stick out of Megan's ass, which is really good. And she's putting a little bit of structure into his behavior. So, you know, quid pro quo. Quid pro quo? That's the word. I got it. Jordan meets Megan's mom and sister, and their family, I don't want to say their family's like obsessed with type 1 diabetes, but when they hear that Luca, Jordan's son, has type 1 diabetes.
Luca has type 1 diabetes.
Crazy, huh?
I mean, I think they want to marry Jordan. Like, I don't know what it is. I totally understand the connection of understanding the hardships and difficulties and trauma that you go through having a loved one with that disease. That's not a disease. Condition. I don't know, they put a lot of emphasis on it when it's like, this is a marriage. Like, some other things have to fall in place. They talk about how Megan's gonna be able to meet Luca, but he is not gonna be able to live with them until after they're married, which is totally understandable. Megan's kind of worried, like, well, I don't really know what it's like to live with a 5-year-old, but I also get wanting to protect Luca in case this doesn't work out. You don't want him getting too attached to Megan and having a new life for like 2 weeks and then it go away. I get it. Megan says she really appreciates how much Jordan works through things with her, asks her what she needs instead of just running away and leaving. Which is the bare minimum, but I'm glad he's doing it. Allie and Anton. Apparently they both work nights, so we see them first get home. It's the morning, but they just got off work, so they have like some little mimosas and a breakfast. It's nice. Allie then says, you know, she wants to go back to school full time, and last time she did that, she lived with her mom, who took care of all the cleaning, all the cooking for her, and that's what she expects this time around from Anton. And I get going to school is tough. I work full-time and go to school part-time. But to say like cleaning and cooking just isn't gonna be a priority, hey now. I live with my partner. We own a home. We have pets. I don't get to just be like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that stuff. Of course, me and my partner have such a good relationship and work together so well that house stuff and the pets isn't an issue because we pull equal weight, or when one's having a hard time or is really tired, the other one picks up the slack. Like, that's just what we do without expectation. But Anton's like, okay. Later on, they meet up with some of Anton's friends, and that's where Allie learns that Anton hasn't been completely honest about his past. He said that his friend was a real party boy, but that wasn't really his thing. But Anton's friend's girlfriend says that, no. they were both pretty wild when they were single. And this is concerning for Allie. Edmund and KB. Edmund's mom comes over and they have a little breakfast together. It's very sweet. Edmund's mom likes KB. They get along great. And his mom says that she has a gift for KB, these beads that she can put on, and that his mom will show Edmund how to help her with so they can have like a connection through that. It's all very sweet. Episode 9, Megan and Jordan. Now Megan is one lucky lady because Jordan gives her his secret protein shake recipe, which consists of cooked unseasoned chicken breast, water, and a Crystal Light packet. Hey brother, why? And they say white people don't have culture, that we don't have cuisine. Checkmate. Dude, I had to pause the episode. I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm sorry. When did I flip to Fear Factor? He said, let's roleplay. You be Joe Rogan, I'm a contestant. Make me eat this chicken smoothie. Jordan's like, I gotta get my protein in. Just eat the chicken. Just eat the chicken. They go house hunting, and of course Megan wants these like $1 million mini mansions. And Jordan's like, what about a nice conservative like 2-bedroom, you know? Then we get to the all cast meetup where everybody comes back. All of our couples and our singles from the pod. So here Megan tells the other girls that she got to meet Luca's mom and her partner, and they decided that they're not gonna have Luca on camera, which I think is a good idea. Allie expresses to the other girls kind of her concerns about Anton's party boy past, also because maybe his past was 3 weeks ago. She said that he likes to drink a couple beers in the morning because he works the night shift, so the morning for him is right after he gets off work. But Madison's face when Allie's like, yeah, he likes to have like 2 or 3 beers in the morning. Madison goes, the morning!
Like, he'll come home from work and he'll have like 1 or 2 beers every single morning after work.
Morning?
Yeah.
It's so good. One time I went to a get together and there was a pregnant woman there drinking. Like 8 months pregnant, very pregnant, drinking like seltzers. And I walked up and I was like, and then I noticed they were NA seltzers and I was like, I was like, is this, what would you do? Is anybody else gonna address the mother just in public giving her child fetal alcohol syndrome? It doesn't have to be me. Patrick shows up and talks to the boys about how he was ghosted by Casey and how she wouldn't give the ring back. There have been a few contestants that are like, I'm not giving the ring back. And never once have you been like, you know what, well I liked her. Megan and Mike talk. Mike's definitely trying to fish for some sort of reaction from Megan. He's like, sorry I made you cry. You know, I picked out a ring for you. I thought about us getting married. I thought about DMing you, trying to get her to reconsider her decision or, I don't know, give him some sort of validation, but she doesn't. She's like, no, I made the right choice. I like being with Jordan. Come on, Megan. Megan might be the one that's grown on me the most. Anna and Patrick talk. Patrick's like, you were the one. I would have chosen you. I loved you. And Anna's like, what are you talking? You got engaged to somebody else. And he's like, yeah, but if you would have stayed, I would have chose you. And she's like, that doesn't make me feel any better, dumbass. I leave, and instead of being like, the one person that I loved isn't here anymore, so this experiment isn't worth it, you were like, I guess I'll just get married to the other person. And he doesn't understand. He's like, but you left. So I had to marry somebody. Patrick's sweet, but not a lot going on upstairs, you know? And it's funny because in the pods he was like, obviously me and Casey are more compatible. I don't know what I was thinking with Anna, like obviously it's me and Casey till the end. Edmund brings up as a joke that KB isn't nice to him or like very positive towards him, and this sets KB off because she's like, hey, why didn't you bring this up at home? Why don't you bring this up to me instead of in front of a group of people? So they're in a fight, so that's it's good. Also, did they do like a cowboy theme for this get together to push Nick into the Brokeback Mountain vibes? Or is that just my thought? Oh well. Joe hates Nick. I love how he talks about Nick.
That being said, it could be the best guy in the whole entire world. I fucking ain't my guy, you know? Like, that's the thing.
I don't like Joe as a fiance, but as a person, this motherfucker's funny. We end the episode pretty tense with every couple for a different reason. What's gonna happen? Who's gonna break up? Who's gonna make it to the altar? Who's gonna say yes or no? Honestly, I hope nobody, but Megan and Jordan. If Megan and Jordan get married, I won't be mad. Anybody else, I'll be concerned. Thank you guys so much for watching again. Please come back next time when I watch episodes, what is it, 10 and 11, 11 and 12, whatever. Please like the video, subscribe, and comment on the video. Comment how often, I do the shoulders up here all the time. How often do you have to remind yourself to lower your shoulders? Let me know in the comments below. I'll sign off with this DVD copy of season 1 of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. 9-9.